Hey everybody, it's TT Torrez and welcome to another episode of Artist Quarantine. This is Hot 97 and of course we have our special guest, Big Boy and Sleepy Brown. Hi guys, how are you today?
What's up? Good. Super fantastic, phenomenally well, perfectly whole and complete and blessed. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes. Oh, amen to that. Hey, I need to wake up with that on my wall every morning.
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a different way of doing things now, right? You guys have been in the business for so long and now we all are like virtual and different links. And do y'all like this way better or the in-person thing better?
I like in person.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, this is cool. You know, it's more convenient, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, because you can actually feel somebody's energy and the whole entire vibe. But we're gonna bring that through the camera. I mean, I ain't been on this many FaceTimes since my grandma got a cell phone.
I was just telling my homegirl I got so many of these apps downloaded on my laptop because one person uses Zoom, one person uses StreamYard, and then you have Google whatever Chime.
Yeah,
it's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Everybody got just accept it and just live life, man. You just gotta make do how I go right now till the butt open back up.
Right. Yeah. So we were talking a little bit earlier before we started recording that, Atlanta is a little bit more open than pretty much New York. Cause here in New York, we're still pretty much shut down. Like there's no real like nightlife and stuff like that. I mean, in Jersey's a little bit more opened up than New York. The club scenes are like completely just like dead unless it's like a day party or something like that. But in Atlanta, you guys are still kind of out and about, right?
Not me personally, but I've seen, a lot of people in Atlanta partying pretty hard, like there's nothing going on.
What it is everybody from out of town coming here to go to the damn club. Everybody from LA and New York. It ain't really all Atlanta people. It's got to be like 70% out of towners.
Oh no, it is because I'll be texting my DJs because a lot of them are going down there and getting money DJing in Atlanta, and so I'm texting. I'm like, yo, where's your mask? At least if you're gonna go, DJ in a club in a closed environment, put your mask on. So I'm like the mama bear to all of the DJs that work at the radio station. But you're right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, but when you get that mask too, just make sure you got them clean your mask. You don't want to get. I see on the news they got this shit called mask rash. So you don't want to get that, and then you don't want to just, you don't want to keep it on all day. You're breathing in carbon dioxide. That's gonna lower your immune system. So, if you got to go into Whole Foods and go get you some muscadines or lemon or something to go with your tequila, throw it on or whatever. But for the most part, just keep your 6 feet away and stay home if you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, have this single, We the Ones, featuring Killer Mike.
Yeah.
But so correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't it originally appear on the Organized Noise EP back in 2017?
Yes, the original version.
The original version.
Yeah. It was what they call it, a soft opening.
Yes.
So it's the sign of the times. We revisited it while we was working on this album, and just gave it another kick. You know what I'm saying? Putting Killer on there. And just giving the people something to live to, you know what I mean? The song, was released, but it was released quietly, and then we want to get loud with it. So we're using hit car as an amplifier, and it was still Big Sleepover, Organized Noise, Killer Mike, CeeLo. It's still a Dungeon Family effort, and right now it's getting its proper due because people are loving it, man, and listening to the words and knowing that we care about it.
Oh, shout out to Big Rube on there.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, how is it mixing in the poet Big Rube and the music? Like, what's that chemistry like? Are you guys in the studio working together?
Basically when we first did the track, I came up with the hook or whatever. We started putting the song together, and it was like, you gotta have Big Rube open it up. Made it that more big, that more special. So Big Rube is already ready to talk.
Yeah.
He's
always ready. So
fun fact on those new 21 Savage ads where you hear Morgan Freeman. Big Rube wrote that.
Yeah, so he wrote that for
Big Rube. Oh, he wrote that for Morgan Freeman?
He ghostwrite for Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
the Dungeon family everywhere.
We do everything.
Yo, it's so funny you said that because I was telling my husband, I was like, yo, when I was listening to that album over the weekend, I said, Morgan sounds like he's speaking spoken word. I wonder if somebody wrote that for him. I literally thought about that.
Big Rube, that's Big Rube. Big Rube, that's us.
So talented, man. So talented. So with the album that you guys are working on, obviously,
it's done. It's
done. It's
already been done. It's been done. It's been done before the whole quarantine. It's done.
Wow. Do we have a release date yet?
Whenever they get this, we the ones who fight and see where we coming from and show appreciation, then we're gonna give y'all some more. But we ain't just about to be throwing out songs, just playing and shit. You go out there, you feel it, you vibe, and then soon as the customer appreciation show, we're gonna give y'all 14 bangers. It's already ready to go.
Wow. Wow, I didn't know it was done already. I thought you guys were like fine-tuning it in COVID and during quarantine and whatnot.
Oh no, we was talking about this shit all before even quarantine happened. Like, that's one thing about what I said with Brown with the album. Like, we didn't have to pivot and change the subject matter because we always talk about life in all of our music. And We the Ones Who Fight, that was around the times of Trayvon and Mike Brown and Sandra Bland, and that was before all of the new stuff that happened. So it's still relevant to what's going on today. So,
yeah. And let me just say, like, you guys, whether it's Dungeon Family, OutKast, Killer Mike, Sleepy Brown, Big Boy, you guys have always made timeless music. Like, that's why 20 years in the game, plus years in the game, you guys are still relevant to this day. And the most, and I would say one of the most respected groups of all time because of the quality of music you guys put out.
You can't forget about Janelle Monáe. That's us too.
Yeah.
So it's just, we stay recorded. And with me and Brown being on the road and touring and having just a vault full of music, we came up with the idea, like, man, we out here performing these songs are like 10 years old and 15 years old. Like, let's give them a brand new slab of music. And then we created the Big Sleepover.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you still find yourselves being students of the game? Are you constantly learning and recreating and learning different word plays and flows? Are you still intrigued by all of that after all of these years?
Absolutely. Like, a master is always a student because you want to always stay learning. One thing about me, and I say this for Brown too, we don't never want to sound the same. I don't want to rap the same cadence. I don't borrow none of my own lines. Every time I write a song, it's got to be something different than all the other music I've ever made. And so once you get that right bar, or Brown get that right melody, or he tap that keyboard and get that different sound, it's like you strike gold and you go from there. So that's how everything just it's all renovated.
Yeah, it feels to me, even with the remix that you guys put out, it has like a funk vibe to it, and it has like the motivational message to it. But I also feel like just listening to you guys over the years and pretty much growing up on your music, it just feels like whether it's for yourselves, for your family, whether you put it in a vault, that you guys always have to create. Like that music comes from your soul, and you can feel the soulness of the music as you hear it.
Hey, yep, absolutely. It's always been that way. That's why we take our time doing stuff, and that's why we always make sure whatever we put out that is, it has to pass our inspection. You know what I mean?
It's always quality over quantity. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't gonna do 100 songs and 2 of them be all right. Like, we're gonna do 14 songs and all of them gonna be singles. We're gonna put all of them on one album.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys consider yourselves, when I talk about musical icons, right? I oftentimes compare them to like masterpieces, like a piece of art. You know how you have a piece of art on the wall and that art is just really special, can't be duplicated, but it holds so much value to it. Yeah. And that's kind of how I put you guys in that particular category. Do you feel that about yourself? Do you get that energy from people like myself who consider y'all these masterpieces of artists?
That's much love. Yeah. And it's a certain responsibility that we feel when we make music. To be able to reinvent yourself every time is a work of art in itself. You know what I mean? So,
and discipline.
Yes.
Discipline too.
Absolutely. Just like, we have albums that are turning 20 and 25, and people like, where did the time go? Like, because it hasn't faded, the sound hasn't faded. And then you got the new generation that's just discovering our music, that's giving it a resurgence. We got songs that's the streams now that are going gold and platinum in 3 and 4 days, like that, on albums that are multi-platinum already. So it's just definitely a blessing to be appreciated and still being here and making music at a high level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because if you look at the younger artists, particularly the ones coming out of Atlanta, you could see Sleepy Brown in one artist. You could see a Big Boy in one artist. You can see an OutKast and Young Thug. Like, you can see your influence transition over time to these artists who are particularly from Atlanta and outside of Atlanta. The sound has grew tremendously since you guys paved the way for it.
They call us Unc. You know, they all call us Unc.
Even though they look younger than them, like, nigga, you look like my uncle, nigga. When they call me your godfather, I'll be your godfather. I'll be your godfather.
Oh, man.
But I'm sure you guys can offer a lot to them, especially in the creation of the art of music, and just hearing tones and flows and melodies and arrangements.
Yes, love it, man. So that's why, you know, you might have collaborations with anybody from the Dungeon family, with anybody from this generation, and even from into the next. You know what I mean? Like, we're here to share and create music, and to, like, you know, to move people's soul. The music has emotion. It's supposed to evoke emotion, and it's not supposed to be stale and stagnant and stay in one place.
Right.
So as long as it keeps growing, then we're going to keep prospering.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, it's like fine wine. You appreciate it over time. And I really mean that, because as a girl growing up in New York, you know, I didn't really appreciate Dungeon Family and what you guys brought to the table and OutKast until I got a little bit older, and I could appreciate the sound and the quality of the music, and just being a student of the game, and just realizing like how talented you guys really were, and just like with the poetry and the instruments and the sound quality of it, like that really takes talent to put that type of sound and stuff together.
Thank you so much, man.
Man, you got me feeling warm.
That's all right.
Now you got me blessed.
No, I'm just saying, because as a New York girl, you know, at first I'm Biggie J, you know, I'm all that, you know what I'm saying? But then you start to really go into the lyrics and the instruments and the sound. Like, you guys had dope metaphors and punchlines and lyrics, like, but I guess as a kid, because of the southernness of it, I couldn't appreciate it that much. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't the sound that I grew up on as a New York girl. But as I got into radio, and as I moved around and spent time in the South and explored different sounds and different genre of music, I learned to appreciate y'all like fine wine over time, because y'all really did have flow and metaphors and punchlines and bars that were just over my head. I couldn't grasp them at the time.
That's what it is, man. Everything is like, you're not going to get it on the first listen. You know, we kind of bury things in there, and some lines might be so far over your head you might not catch it till years later. But that's one thing I could say that about my crew, is that we just don't put it just at face value. Like, you have to dig, you have to listen, and then you get an appreciation for it, because you'd be like, damn, I know he said that. Or damn, I is that a banjo in the background? You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. And
then you have to really pay attention. Like, and then when you start paying attention, like, yo, did he just say that? You got to rewind it and run it back, write it down.
That's love, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So the Big Sleepover, the album that you guys have completed, what will we walk away from hearing once that album comes out?
Kind of everything, you know. It's all different kind of emotions on the album. You know, you have your fun times. Of course, we have the song that makes you think, but at the same time, it's about moving through life. You know what I'm saying, and doing what you have to do. And we just want this album to help you move. You know what I mean?
And the Big Sleepover is not just the slumber party. It's the Big Sleepover. Is the big sleep is over. People are waking up. What's going on in the world at the same time? So we here to wake them up, man.
Absolutely.
Wow. And see, again, that can go over people's heads. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. We got to bust it down like some dope.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this. Being that you guys have worked together for so many years, are you still surprised by each other's artistry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time.
We push each other, like in the studio. Like, I mean, the chemistry is one thing, but like when I go in the booth, I want to impress. I want to come out. I want to see Sleepy face actually through the glass. I want to see him with his hands up. Like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing I look for with Big.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Yeah, man. Be like,
wow.
That's it. And that's what makes you feel good about creating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kept y'all such a tight knit family over the years? What was it that you guys kind of just kept connected to each other?
Just being friends, you know, just business and touring for so many years and being brothers and being friends, you know, that family first and then everything else falls in line, you know, because we all love music. We're always going to do that. But, you know, we have to be friends, be brothers, you know, and
we all lived in the same house when we were teenagers and kids, and we went from everybody literally eating off of one plate of spaghetti, like busting the meatball down, pause 4 days.
Wow.
Kilo to get one, like, you know, off an $8 plate, till now everybody's been successful and got family and kids, and we love each other. You know,
remember Rally Burger?
Yep, Rally Burger.
We get Rally Burger. I said Rally Burger. We get some girls we knew that come over and buy some Rally Burger.
Yes.
Wow. So it's the history. And I think the thing about that's so beautiful is about when you have that type of history and that type of brotherhood, when you do have things that may come up, you talk about it as men. You have those hard conversations with each other, and you need that brotherhood at times, especially the climate that we're in, when Black men face so much on an everyday basis. You do need that outlet, that brotherhood to keep people together and keep you sane.
Yeah, and we've always had that. Like even last week, just on a whimsical day, you had Goody Mob in the B room, me and Sleepy back here in the A room, organized noise, the rest of organized noise over there with Goody Mob. The Killer Mike might come through. You know, it's like this is our clubhouse, and we, you know, anything can happen at any point in time, depending on what beat playing.
Right.
Damn, I wish I was in one of those studio sessions. I know that. I know that's like
come on out of New York,
crazy, right?
Come on out of New York like everybody else now.
I know I gotta come down here. It's so last time I was down there is when y'all had the Super Bowl in Atlanta. I think that was the last time I was down there.
Believe it.
Yeah,
it's like that now. They like the Super Bowl here now.
I know, because everybody is down there. Everybody was down there. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be like so anti-Atlanta and like the Southern boys I just didn't like growing up. I'm like, they're too nice. They're too nice. I always needed to. But now that I'm older and I know better, I'm like, I like these little Southern guys, man. They have really nice hospitality.
Yeah, man. Somebody that'll speak to you on the sidewalk. Good evening. You know.
wave to you when they drive by. You know, like, hey, how you doing? You know, it's just a different vibe down there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, listen, I can't wait for the project to come out. I know you guys said we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to appreciate what you put out right now and support it and stream it. And then you'll give us the album.
Yeah, we holding them motherfucker hostage.
Don't hold us hostage too long, then I might have to come to Atlanta.
It's coming. It's coming before the end of the year, definitely.
Okay, for sure. Well, listen, you guys, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me, and I wish you well on this project that's coming out. And please come back again when you drop it. I would love to talk to you guys again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. God bless you. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Everybody, Big Boy and Sleepy Brown, and of course, We the Ones are out right now featuring Killer Mike. And of course, they have the spoken word poet Big Rube on the album as well. So make sure you guys stream it, download it, purchase it on iTunes. Okay, it's Hot 97. It's TT Torrez. And of course, this is another episode of Artist Quarantine. Thank you so much, guys.
Peace.